The rise of Chinese birth centers. Y'all heard about the Chinese birth centers? No? Which I was a little surprised at where it was, because good old Texas. Y'all
Anchor
ready?
babies.
No,
Wow.
no, no, literally. That's what it's about. So here we go.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Following Chinese nationals are taking advantage of birthright citizenship laws, having little Chinese babies on U.S. soil, meaning they are U.S. citizens, but then they take them back to China and raise them there. And right now, there are over 1 million children that were born in the U.S. being raised in China.
Damn.
Think about that, because this is what's happening here in the state of Texas right now.
They're being encouraged to get their tourist visas before they get pregnant, allegedly, and then they're being told, come here, we have everything set up for you, allegedly, and come to one of these homes, we'll take care of your stay, we'll take you around, even take you to tourist sites.
Tourist sites?
is
Look at that
crazy.
neighborhood. Beautiful
What?
houses, beautiful neighborhood.
That look like Frisco.
Being rented out so Chinese women can have births and then go see the Alamo. Jenny Terre is the immigration.
But hold on. Rosenberg. Oh, Houston. I'm about to say, I'm like Frisco. Like, what's going on? It says Sugarland, Houston, Rosenberg, and Richmond. So it's over in Houston, probably down by like Houston, San Antonio, probably somewhere in those
Sugarland,
areas.
that's all over.
Sugarland? I don't know where Sugarland is. Where's Sugarland at?
Sugarland, Texas.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at. But yeah, this is crazy, y'all. So before we continue, in the United States, for y'all who don't know, which I feel like everybody else in the world does know as well, if you have a baby in the United States in current state, that baby is a U.S. citizen, and a lot of times that allows you the ability to stay here as well, even though you may not have a visa or you are not a citizen yourself. That's why some of these ICE interventions have been an issue as well, because like the Dreamers with Obama allowed the kids to stay here and the parents to not be ripped apart. What was that? Elian Gonzalez? Was that who was here as a baby, but like the baby was here, but not the parents type time. It stops a lot of that situation. And so with these birth centers, they would be able to have the baby get care here and then stay with the baby, and their baby would be a U.S. citizen. And then since they're a citizen of China, then technically they would be a Chinese American.
Or operative. You keep the terms.
Allegedly.
Ain't no allegedly. So there's a couple of things that comes along with this. So the high level would be birth tourism, right? So it's a business, we'll call it, quote unquote. I highly doubt it,
because they're doing that tourism visa. And shout out to our other shows. Check them out about different visas. We talk about them. Check them out.
Yeah. So a package could be tens of thousands of dollars, probably not paid by the family, but maybe by a certain government, right? Bounding the housing, the medical care, and the paperwork in exchange for U.S. passport for the baby, right? So the operators have each baby. It has a high margin. It's a repeatable product, and it's a local system. But it's also a strain on the hospitals and the schools that are going to be happening down the line. So there's an arbitrage around the neck for these policies. So what it looks like is when you mix 14th Amendment birthright citizenship with global wealth, people buy access to your passport like a financial product. Yes, that is true. But the enforcement is weak. And you have to think about this in terms of how some of the countries who've been around longer, how they run a long game. So what happens? So what's one thing that certain people who are not born in the United States, what can they not be ever, according to our Constitution?
Naturalized citizens?
No, they can't be president.
Oh, president too, yeah. And there's other offices. I feel like there's other offices too that they might not be.
No, you can be all the way up to senator, you be governor, but you can't be president. So if you're born here, you go back and you're raised in whatever country with whatever the norms are, the culture, you can become an agent of said states, we'll call it, and then you bring that ass back. Really, what are you doing? Who are you loyal to? Those are the concerns that can be drawn from those particular conclusions. So yes, at a high level, You can have the anchoring situation. You can call it a business, but on the very, very long end of it, one could conclude that it could be something a little more nefarious.
Diplo immunity.
Well, we'll go continue this a little bit more, and then we'll continue on down our path, y'all.
Reporter for the Daily Wire who you just saw. She broke the story, and Chloe Trapanado is an opinion writer at the Daily Wire. Ladies, nice to have you tonight. Jenny, can you take us through what's happening in these homes just outside? This is outside Houston, Texas.
Right, exactly. So outside Houston, Texas, in quiet suburban neighborhoods, there are about 4 homes that have been identified in a state lawsuit that are accused of operating as these Chinese birth tourism centers, where they're essentially bringing Chinese women from China. They're coaching them allegedly on how to navigate the U.S. immigration system and essentially to commit immigration fraud. And then they take care of them. They ensure their birth is facilitated here, that baby gets citizenship, and then you can go right back home. And this is all happening in these quiet neighborhoods where really you wouldn't suspect a thing.
So here's the thing, right? Could you imagine if that was your house up there? And you ain't got nobody Chinese in your house, and they put your house on TV and said you running a birth center.
You get all kind of hate coming up on your ear.
What if you got a real daycare and then you see a bunch of traffic coming in and out your driveway? They're gonna be like, why would that report her face like this the whole time she's waiting to speak?
I wasn't gonna say anything about it.
No, but I'm
gonna continue a little more because
you already you know that suburban neighbor face
right there.
Like that. Yeah, like
that's
how
my intro.
Yeah.
That's my new intro face before I say something important. I need citizenship.
Mr. Phoenix.
You know what? So Johnson,
where the world gets flipped, tune in, lean back, let it hit, jam, jump and jam. Yeah, we don't quit. It's the